As the release date of Silent Hill 2 Remake becomes more imminent and only builds our ambitions and expectations, we can only speculate and give our thoughts on what is yet to come, with such information we have. However, there has been information regarding Silent Hill 2 Remake that has slowly become either lost to time, forgotten, or never heard about before. This information in particular is about the lost versions of Silent Hill 2 Remake. Let's backtrack a bit to September 4th, 2022. In a message thread on Reset Era, there were leaked images of allegedly Silent Hill 2 Remake by Dusk Golem, a popular leaker who has built quite a reputation for themselves when it comes to video games and leaking documents and information about them. In these images, it shows in-game captures of James Sunderland roaming through different areas of Brookhaven Hospital. In the first image, we see James Sunderland walking through a hallway that is dimly lit and obscures much of his player model. In the next image, James is seen equipped with a wooden plank. As he is equipped, he confronts a bubblehead nurse who comes around from the corner, assumingly dragging a pipe, a weapon the bubblehead nurse is commonly associated with, behind her as she walks forward. The last image that was leaked is James standing in a room with a bunch of files, documents, and notes on a table along with a typewriter. At the time, when users saw these images, it was likely that the legitimacy was very questionable and rightfully had many people speculate if they were real or not. But according to Dusk Golem, they were, in fact, real. Dusk Golem says, they're real, but they're not even close to the final product. These are from an internal pitch demo from Blooper before they got greenlit. So it's literally a no-budget proof of concept thing, rather than a final product. Just keep that in mind. Out of everything that could have leaked, this isn't actually what the final game looks like. Dusk Golem cites more proof of evidence with a leaked document presentation that gives an overview, gameplay features, and prediction of financial earnings/costs of a project for a potential Silent Hill 2 remake. What's interesting about this leaked document, however, is that the three images we saw previously would end up being locations that we see in the final version of Silent Hill 2 Remake. If we take a look at the gameplay trailer that was released a month ago on May 31st, we will see the locations that were shown previously, such as this frame where James is walking down the hall with Maria. As James walks slowly on the second floor of Brookhaven Hospital, he witnesses a bubblehead nurse come out from the corner to proceed to walk across the room without noticing him. And finally, the same room where we saw a bunch of documents scattered across the room. As to what would happen to this proof of concept demo, it would most likely be scrapped entirely or repurposed to be used as a basis for the final version of Silent Hill 2 Remake. Now, it would seem like a trail would run cold and end here, but actually, there is a cancelled version of Silent Hill 2 Remake that is more unlikely to be heard of. On the contrary, to having this leaked on a message forum by a leaker, this would shockingly be revealed by Konami themselves. Of all things, on a documentary for Silent Hill, The Short Message, in the segment of the documentary, there's an interview with the developer, Hexadrive, more specifically, the level design director, Rika Miyatani. In this interview, Miyatani goes into detail about her role with The Short Message, saying that she was in charge of creating an outline for the playable sections in the gameplay, giving lots of depth to the creative process of how they come to incorporate such mechanics and systems into the gameplay for the experience they are trying to aim for. The topic of interest, however, comes with a question for Miyatani when asked how she got involved with The Short Message. She reveals that initially, Hexadrive proposed to Konami a potential Silent Hill 2 remake. Beforehand, Konami would reach out to the developer for porting the Silent Hill games onto modern platforms. Naturally, Miyatani and her team were ecstatic about the opportunity but wanted to truly show their potential by developing a mock-up demo. We then get around 40 seconds of in-game footage of Hexadrive's pitch demo for Silent Hill 2 Remake. In this demo, we see the title screen, with the title itself paying tribute to the font of the original along with Letter to Silent Heaven. We then see James walking from the third floor to downstairs. The next shot shows James on the first floor, presumably in the lobby of Woodside Apartments. If we pause the frame, we can see that James has his patches, which are not seen in Blooper Team's version of James Sunderland. The next frame shows James looking at the map of Woodside Apartments. If we take a look at the floor plan, it shows the first, second, and third floors. It also looks very similar to the floor plan in the original. We then get the gameplay mechanic to inspect James's journal, where we can see that he marked down notes on the first floor, along with comments about the rooms or locations he visited. Interestingly, this looks very similar to the gameplay trailer, that also featured James making notes in his journal about what he witnessed in the town of Silent Hill. The next scene shows James walking down a long linear hallway with a fence blocking him from passing through, and with an exit sign seen at the end of the hallway. And finally, before the mock-up demo ends, we see James walking once again into the lobby and picking up a key with bloodstains on it. As to what would become of this project, this would, unfortunately, be cancelled as Konami most likely didn't pursue interest at the time and rejected the pitch. Luckily, Konami would contact Hexadrive once again to work on Silent Hill: The Short Message instead. Any other information regarding these cancelled/lost versions of Silent Hill 2 Remake is non-existent, but I'm sure as the release date approaches and we get our hands on the final version itself, we should see much more to come. Anyways, that's me. Thank you for watching. Please have a great day, stay safe, and goodbye.